channel. I am actually pretty excited about this. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am actually super excited to record this video today. I know I was supposed to put out some content a week ago, but I have been like struggling to actually figure out what I wanted to talk about. So it's been taking me a while to think about it, but I feel like I figured it out. Obviously, else I wouldn't be recording this video. But I feel like I did kind of like figure out what like the avenue I want to take. And I do want to focus on more VSG videos, but I feel like the content that I've been seeing on YouTube has been more so what you should be eating, like people's like eating routine and how much they can eat and can't eat. And it's kind of like been the same stuff. But I want to talk about stuff that people really don't talk about, or I personally have not seen people talk about on their channels or even like on TikTok. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. Like I feel like there's enough videos out to talk about what you can eat and how small of portions like you can have and stuff like that. I don't really want to talk about that. Like everybody, I feel like everybody, even if you haven't had the surgery yet or even are considering it, that's like one thing that everybody talks about. But I feel like a lot of people don't talk about what I'm going to be talking about today, especially. So with that being said, let's get into the video. I would like to talk about what I feel like are 3 things that you will need to do after you have your surgery to help you like with the recovery process. And the first thing will be to have some support of some sort, like with somebody that you trust, a family member. Like you need to have family support. You need to get some, even like from like the VSG community, but you need to find people that you can lean on and to talk to about certain stuff. And just somebody that you can kind of relate to as well. I feel like that is very important. Number 2, I feel like you need a therapist. Like that's almost like a non-negotiable, and I'm so blessed that I am in a position where I can get a therapist, and I actually like both of my therapists. But I feel like for me personally, just confronting my relationship with food and also like what I use food for, like to kind of help with my depressed states and stuff like that. Like the relationship was just super unhealthy. And when you no longer have that relationship to lean on, you then have to confront all of the things that you actually been like burying and putting to the side. So I would definitely recommend getting a therapist. And then the third thing is definitely optional, but I feel like you need someone to help you style yourself, or even like creating a Pinterest board with different like ideas, outfit ideas and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna just be honest, like okay, for me, I felt like I knew how to dress or whatever, and like I felt like I had it together before I lost all this weight. But at the same time, now that I am down 100 plus pounds and still losing weight, I am realizing like, okay, I am no longer that heavy girl, and a lot of the things that I wore were things like to kind of like hide my body, you know, just like I was like covering up a lot. My confidence wasn't there. And to be totally honest with you, like I'm starting to realize like now I am just a completely different person. I don't even think I've ever been this small my adult life. And so it is a different feeling. It's like walking into the store when I was a plus size girl, you were very limited on what you could wear and the options you had. And so now when I go into the store, even like picking up like a shirt or an outfit to wear somewhere, I'm like, dang, I got so many options, and what do I choose, or what do I even look like in this? I've never even gotten a chance to wear something like this. Like, so it's just a different feeling. So even if you have like a friend who you feel like dress nice and can, have that eye for outfits and stuff like that, like take them to the store with you, like get some positive feedback from people. You might not think like that's important, but it is completely like super important. Like, I don't know, I just feel like you need that. Or even if you like go on social media and start just like putting like little Pinterest boards up of like good outfits and ideas and stuff like that, and buying pieces from like Shein and Fashion Nova and stuff, just kind of like build your wardrobe again, because you are definitely going to throw everything away. Like, because obviously you won't be able to fit it anymore. And two, you'll just start to notice like this is not who I am now. Like, this style is just it's not who I am right now. So I feel like those are the three biggest things that you need to focus on, outside of the protein drinks and vitamins and the weigh-ins and the stalls and the dumping syndromes, like all of the like the medical and the obvious things. I just feel like those three things are going to be important. Okay, so I want to talk about like the support system. It, to me, is super important to have people that fully supports you and understands why you chose the route you chose, and also understands, like, I don't know, like, how can I explain this? Like, somebody that's going to be there to hear you out for certain things, because you are going to be, it's almost like you're going to have an identity crisis a little bit. And I don't want to scare anybody, but it's just like who you thought you were is not who you're going to be 9 months later, because this VSG is a tool that you're going to use to help you overcome something that has been so challenging for you for so long. Like, people do not choose VSG because they just simply don't like going to the gym, or they don't think this diet was going to work, or stuff like that. Like, you literally, it's so hard for you to lose the weight, or your relationship with food is just so bad that you cannot control it and you really need this. Like, like for me, I just was packing on the pounds, and I honestly, it was getting out of control. And like, I got diagnosed with PCOS and things like that. That was just killing me. And so once I got the surgery and started to really find myself, I needed people in my corner, and I felt like I did have a good support system in my sister and my mom. Like family members encouraging me and friends encouraging me. It was such a big help for me. And then also, the people like that you have in your support system are the ones that's going to be your constant reminder of how good you look and how good you're doing on the journey. Because honestly, you're going to feel like, dude, why did I do this? Like, sometimes you're going to be like, I feel so bad right now. Like, I can't just go to the store and get me a pop, or a bag of chips like everybody else is doing, or I have to figure out how I can eat at restaurants now, because it really is a change, especially when you're doing the stages 1 through 4. It's like, it's going to be a real big challenge, and it's so important to stick to the diet and stick to the stages, because your pouch is healing and you don't want to like rip any incisions and stuff like that. So it's going to be a mental fight every day. So to have people that support you, like I know for a fact, like my mom would come over my house and fix me good dinners, and she'll ask me like, hey, did you get your protein in? Or, you know, like stuff like that, where they started to really get in it with me so they can understand it. Like, I feel like that was so important because it helped me stay on track, and it also gave me an outlet when I needed somebody to talk to, because this, like I said, it's a really big change. Like, it's a really big change. And I feel like a lot of people kind of like don't really talk about the mental changes and mental struggles that you will face when you have this surgery. Because like I said, and I cannot stress this enough, who you thought you were at 400, 500, 300 pounds, it's not the person you're going to be at your healthiest. You know what I mean? And this is not, probably obviously not my healthiest, but that I can be. But I would say in my adult life, I am pretty healthy right now, you know, and like look wise, health wise, I am in a different space. So it's like I'm relearning who I am, or just even becoming just a new woman. I don't know how to explain it more than that. And it's just like you just need people to talk to. And you also need to have the mental strength enough to get rid of people who just are not good for you. That's another thing. To have the support and recognize who is not really supporting you. You are going to find that out and figure that out really soon. And in fact, my relationship with my ex, like I broke up after almost 5 years. Things just were not good. And, you know, coming into who I am becoming now, I recognized all of the trauma and like it just wasn't a good situation. And then you'll start to realize that, and you will start to lose people who you thought were going to be in your life for a very long time. Friendships, all of those things, because you are becoming a better version of yourself. And you will start getting a lot of good mental clarity with just, I don't know, learning the new you. I don't know how else to explain it. It's something that you'll have to go through to understand what I'm saying, but like definitely support, family support, friend support, and just like other people who gotten the surgery too that can relate to you is so important as well. Ultimately, I really do think that support is very important. And I actually do have a Facebook group that I created. It's called The Girls, and I'll attempt to post the link in the description box. I'll try to. I can't promise that I know how to, but I will try to post the link. And if you feel like you want to be a part of this group, I think it's a good group to be a part of. It's a lot of women in the group. In fact, I think it's only women in the group right now. It's definitely a safe space to talk. We do have different topics that we do. And I'm also starting a book club within that group as well. So if you want to join, you definitely are welcome. The next important thing I think that you should obtain after having this surgery is definitely a therapist. I think that having a therapist also ties with like your support system as well. For me personally, I truly didn't know how much I needed a therapist up until kind of like after having a surgery and just going through a few things in my personal life. And it's definitely been beneficial. I definitely feel as though it's a good, safe space to be, and it teaches you boundaries and stuff like that. And it also teaches you about yourself, confronting some things that you know that you need to work on. And I don't know, I just can't stress this enough. Like, you are going to be confronting a lot of your past traumas and just getting to know you and who you are at this stage in your life. It's definitely life changing. And I think another thing that kind of was like freaky to me, I guess you could say, is just like how fast things change. Like you can't imagine yourself being so like different. And I don't even want to say it like that, but like it's just a different space to be in. And especially if you're somebody like me who was always like the bigger friend in the group and stuff like that, or I've always been like the tallest in my class. You know, as a kid, everybody always like point out something that's different within you than the other kids. Like I was taller or I was darker, and then I became the bigger one. So it's like when you are now kind of like, I don't know how to say it, but like fitting in with everybody else, it's kind of hard to identify who you are, because for so long being the bigger person it consumed a lot of my life. So then now, who am I now? Or who do I want to become after that? So I feel like therapy has helped me a lot. It's something that I would definitely encourage anyone to do, not even if you're on a weight loss journey. I just encourage anyone to get therapy, especially if you know that you're battling a few things. It's to me has been life changing, and it has helped me realize that I'm not perfect and I don't have to be either. And yeah, I definitely recommend therapy. And I also, it's so many different ways in which you can do therapy. Like you can do virtual therapy, you can go in person. And if you live in a Milwaukee area, they have like resources, like resource centers and stuff like that, that I know about and I have taken advantage of. And you can get therapy like through your insurance and stuff like that as well. And I know that before I had insurance, I was paying out of pocket for therapy. So it's definitely different ways. So if you don't have insurance, it's definitely ways around like paying a crazy amount. I think my therapist at the time was only charging me $60 a session. So I definitely encourage therapy, life changing, and it's definitely helped me through my process. Because honestly, and I know I keep saying this, but I just want to reiterate how much of a change it's going to be. Like, you probably will assume that you would be the same mentally, and definitely won't be the same physically, but like your thought process is going to change. Like, for so long I struggled with my insecurities, like, oh, is somebody looking at me, or oh, should I wear this, or I don't think this is gonna look good on me. But now I'm kind of suffering with a little bit of body dysmorphia because I don't really have, or I shouldn't have, those insecurities anymore. So now who am I? I have to figure out who I am without those insecurities. You know, like, I don't really have a reason to complain about things. And I also don't want to start finding small things to complain about, which I have found myself doing sometimes. And that's why it's good to have a therapist and it's good to have support to kind of just help you through that process, because it can be mentally draining to always look at yourself and try to find a problem. Like, why? You know, just kind of be grateful, just live in the moment and enjoy the process as much as you can. And I know it's easier said than done, but like, truly do not focus on the negatives. And that's why I take so many pictures, because it is hard looking at yourself. Like, it's hard for me not to look at myself like I'm still 300 and something pounds, and when I take the pictures, I'm able to be like, okay, girl, yeah, you're pretty small. Like, mission accomplished. Like, that's how I feel. So, And I also get to talk to my therapist about some of the stuff that I go through, like my eating habits, what led to, my relationship with food and stuff like that, my unhealthy relationship. So it's definitely been a good process. I've even gotten on anxiety medication and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just feel like definitely therapy should be something to consider when you have this surgery, and even like before you have the surgery too, because honestly you'll have relationship changes, just mental changes, and like for some people going through certain stuff, or people like talking about you, or going and having bad relationships and settling because of your weight. Just it's so many things that come with like being heavier, or at least in my life it was, and I didn't recognize or realize it up until after, because then, like, for example, people will start treating you differently because they feel like they don't have that like mental and emotional hold over you anymore, where they can say whatever they want to say to you, or belittle you or talk down on you and make you feel worthless. And so when you start to get your confidence back and stuff like that, you're gonna start to see like relationships dwindle, go away, non-existent, and you'll see like who really cares for you, and like what's really healthy and not healthy. So I encourage therapy. All right, and lastly, I personally think this is very important because your style is just gonna change. It's gonna change. Like, there's no way it's not. Like, you're gonna need a stylist or a friend's help, or like some Pinterest styles, going on Instagram, or even like TikTok. I watch a lot of TikTokers who do the get ready with me's, or like the I forget her name on TikTok, but I follow one girl on TikTok, and she always does like the outfits and what you should wear going out or to a concert or stuff like that. Because like honestly, if you coming from a size 24 to a size 10 in pants in a couple of months, there's no way your style is going to be the same. Like, well, in my eyes, I I have found like I've thrown all of my clothes away since surgery. I do not have, only thing that I have left are like my jackets and stuff. That's really the only thing that I kept. And obviously like my nightgown. I think y'all should know that I sleep in nightgowns, but anyway, those small things I did keep, but like everything else I have not kept. I've thrown it away or given it away. And I also found that I am now buying clothes for any event or anything that I'm doing. I go and get outfits for. But I also, and people have told me like, you're still dressing like you're heavier. And I don't want to offend anyone who is like plus size and stuff. Like, find some very cute outfits. You could dress yourself very like good, and I feel like I did that when I was a bigger girl as well. But I feel like y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, you have less options. You don't have, you have to worry about the stores not having your sizes, or ordering stuff online and it don't fit right, or how you envisioned it in your head. And just like in general, my style has just changed. I know for me personally, I'm just not shopping for the same things. Like a lot of the plus size stuff, it'll be like lacy, or the pants don't fit you properly, or you gotta wear stuff with sleeves, like, I don't know. It's just like, maybe I never really had style to begin with, but I would suggest getting in tune with what kind of style you want to be in, and what you want to wear, because I don't know, it's just different. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's just different. And I have found that I am more into wearing leggings and crop tops in the moment because it is easiest. And I want to get out of that. So I have been like going on Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest and just looking at different styles and just kind of getting the idea and putting stuff in my carts, even though I haven't like finalized any carts yet, but like that's where I'm at right now. Like I want to wear, you know, bodycon dresses. And yesterday I had an outfit on and I definitely could have like went without the little throw that I had on, like to show my arms and just like stuff like that, you know, just, I don't know. It's just different, and I would definitely recommend you starting to think about that. Like, what do you want to dress like? With no restrictions, like, or feeling like you have to deprive yourself of a certain look because of what you feel like you might look like, or if you feel like people are looking at you, you know? So I would just say start to think about that, because a lot of people don't talk about that, but if we're being realistic, it's a thing. You know, it really is a thing. And it might not be a thing for everybody, but I know for me personally, I have went through it and I'm still going through it. I'm still figuring out my style. I'm still figuring out who I am. And it's definitely a journey, but I am choosing to. So just for a little small recap, we talked about family and friends support and even outside support, like finding a good VSG group. You can even, like I said, go and add my group. It's called The Girls on Facebook. I personally think it's a good group to join. Definitely should start looking into getting a therapist if you do not have one. And also start thinking about your style. Like, do you got it together or don't you? You know, definitely feel like these are like top tier things you need to think about and to consider before having the surgery. And even if you've already had the surgery, no matter where you are in your process, like if these are not things that you've thought about, but you know that you should, like you've been wanting to look into a therapist or just having a safe space to just talk about different things, because Lord knows, like these are my own experiences. Like I can only give you what I've like experience and stuff, but like there could be endless things that you could be going through, or even like happy things. Like for me, one happy thing, and it's so silly, but oh my God, it's such a happy moment for me, is crossing my legs in the backseat of a car. I don't know why that is just like a little like a victory for me. It's a small silly victory, but you know, like, so it might be a person that might have a kid and now they can go and play with their children. I don't know, it's just like I want everybody to have like a safe space to be able to say whatever is on their mind, and find people that relate, or just like, you know, healthy conversation. So I definitely think you should add my group, The Girls, and like I said, I'm gonna try to link it below. And also just start to think about your style. Like, is it gonna stay the same? Like, just start to think of like spicy things, spicy dresses, going out more, and just not giving a care what nobody think about you, and starting to release the insecurities and everything. Even like people who haven't even started the process, like really start to work on you mentally and emotionally. Start to do the work, because this is definitely life changing. But it's like the gastric sleeve surgery itself was literally just that. Like it was just a tool. It's going to be so much more after that you're going to be going through and that you're going to have to figure out. So I would just say start to work even before you have the surgery. All right, that's all for this video today, guys. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell for the next video.